Hello everybody and welcome to another Lost Ski Area tour. I'm Avery Zucco and this time we're checking out Craigmeur Ski Area in Rockaway Township, New Jersey, North New Jersey. So this is a fun one because there's a lot of history behind it. It's the oldest ski area in New Jersey. History goes all the way back to the 1930s. It was founded by Hugo Murray and Helen Craig in 1937. So it has a pretty long lineage. They first had snowmaking in 1955. One of those places where the owners used to groom the trails by sidestepping down from the top whenever there was new snow. So it's an old ski area, and it's now part of, I think, a county park. And the locals use it to like dirt bike around and walk their dogs and stuff. Is what I saw when I was there. It's a really, really small ski area. It is maybe around 200 vertical feet. It consisted of 4 different lifts. So this is the top of the double chair lift, which was installed, I think, sometime in the 1960s. It was a hall double chair. This is the top footer for the top bull wheel. I'm not sure if this was a top drive or not, but it has a big cement foundation, which you don't really usually see with the hall, like hall double chairs at the top. And the loading area was actually further on here, kind of around like where I'm standing right now. So the return was back a bit from the actual unloading unloading area. A lot of the top buildings associated with like the lodge and everything have been demolished. There's now like an office building for I think the county park or some sort of county administration building. This is an old maintenance building that's related to the ski area. This hasn't been touched, and what's interesting is actually the old groomer is still sitting here. I'm not sure what year this is from, probably the 60s or 70s. If you compare it to modern groomers, it's really, really small. But it's a small ski area, so that's, I guess, all you need. I don't know the name on the groomer. If anybody
Hey,
has that
don't
kind of
mind me.
information, go ahead and throw it in the comments. There was a guy dirt biking around. I actually talked to him, and he gave me some history on the area. I guess he used to ski here back in the 1980s. So it's pretty cool. The locals still remember this place as a ski area. The terrain is really mellow and easy. I don't think they had any trails that were labeled as most difficult. It was all beginner and intermediate terrain. And there was also in the woods this thing, which looks like the remains of an alpine slide. It goes over, this is a lower down on one of the trails. There's basically, if you're standing at the top, the left side is the steeper side, and that was like sort of the intermediate terrain by the double chair, and then as you went to the right, it was a little bit easier and shorter. You know, at the bottom of the intermediate kind of area, there's this leftover, I don't know, I guess they had an alpine slide down here, maybe. It's kind of what it looks like. Would have been a really small one, again, because the area is only like 200 vertical feet. I don't know if this thing went all the way to the top or not. Maybe that was an addition in like the 80s or something like that. So the ski area existed from 1937 to 1997, so it gives it a 60-year run, which is a pretty long time. It's also kind of cool because, you know, it lasted until the mid-late 90s, which is pretty late for lost ski areas. It made it through the 1980s and made it through a lot of really warm winters. And of course, they had full snowmaking, but by 1997, they had to close. Now this is the bottom of the double chair, and it is pretty much a swamp. Which I looked around actually for the base of the double chair, and I couldn't find it down here. I imagine that it's somewhere down in this swampy area, and it might be like totally covered over with grass and mud at this point. So I don't know. It was down around this area. And then looking up to the left, you can kind of see the pitch of the trail, which wasn't very steep. and it wasn't very long either. But yeah, this must have been difficult for them to keep like proper drainage and everything, because it's really super swampy down here. I imagine this got melted out pretty quickly as well.
It's always...
Yeah, so this is looking back up the trail. You know, a very moderate pitch. It was a beginner's ski area. You know, from its opening when skiing was really in its infancy, that's really all you really needed to entertain people. You had, the technology was much more limited. People were really just learning how to ski. Even through the middle part of the 20th century, you're really marketing learning how to ski, a family kind of learning ski area. And of course, as time went by, that changed. So now this is over on the other side of the mountain. So this is near the bottom of the rope toes and the T-bar. So those are the other three lifts. There was a T-bar, and then there were two parallel rope toes. And back in the woods here, actually the dirt bike guy kind of clued me into this. Pretty much all the ski area remains were just tossed in the woods in a pile down here. So there's a sled, ski patrol, you know, like brings people down that are hurt. There's a sled over there. There's some sheave wheels. There's a big thing of cable for either a chairlift or a T-bar.
Oh, and this is a...
I'm not sure what these sheave wheels were for. Maybe these were part of an earlier T-bar. There's what looks like a lift shack that was thrown down here. Again, I think this is probably part of a T-bar. Still got the electrical stuff in it.
There's a whole big old pile right there.
There's a bunch of snowmaking pipe.
Sign here too.
And then there's this pretty cool sign with the name of the ski area, Craigmeur, in kind of like a 70s font. I thought it was pretty cool.
I don't know what it was.
It was really buried, and I couldn't get it out. But yeah, a ton of snowmaking pipe, and all this stuff is just sort of left down here. A whole bunch of telephone poles. I'm not sure what these were for. Maybe they were for lights. They also may have been for, I think some of these have sheave wheels on it, so again, it could have been part of a rope tow system.
It's rusted.
And they're totally rusted solid.
Oh, this is an old snowpacker. Oh, there's a whole bunch of them in here. Look at, oh, there's a whole bunch.
And this is the old grooming equipment. These were old
Super old grooming
snowpackers
equipment.
that they would have towed around. And I don't think they were using this by the... They may have still been using this by the end of the time that the ski area closed. That would be quite a run for that style of grooming equipment. So this is looking up the slope. On the right there, kind of where the trees are, was the base of the T-bar. And the T-bar slope is kind of on the other side of the trees.
Check that out.
And then on the left would have been sort of the area serviced by the rope tow. And I couldn't find anything related to the T-bar, but the rope tow is actually still pretty much intact in terms of like the towers and the sheave wheels. So this is, and I love this, this is like a great lost ski area picture with the tree coming up onto the sheave for the rope tow. So this is the bottom of one of the rope tows. and the tow line is really grown in. You can see more towers here. There's the electrical hookups for the snowmaking. So again, they installed snowmaking in 1955. They would have updated it probably 1 or 2 times. This is just an electrical hookup. I'm not sure what kind of guns they used. And then these are, I guess, the more modern rope tow towers, rather than just the old telephone pole ones. These are metal, a little bit more permanent feeling, I guess, but not so permanent as the ski area goes back to nature. This is also the widest run that they have. This is the beginner area. And it actually doesn't feel... well, it was steep kind of walking up. It doesn't feel that mellow. But then again, the pitch always seems a little bit different when you're walking up it rather than skiing down it. So this is the rope tow on the other side. There was one on each side of this big open area. And then this is up near the top. So the actual top of the rope tow is, this would have been, I guess, around the unload area because of, I think there's the emergency stop and everything are on this tower. And looking out over the beginner area from the top. The actual top is no longer around. It actually was backfilled over with dirt when they built a new structure up at the top of the hill. And I don't know exactly what it is. So again, this is a backup around the top. This is around the top of the TBar area. Again, I couldn't really find any remains of the TBar. I'm not sure what happened to it. It was obviously dismantled like the double lift was. I don't know if it went... It probably didn't go to anyone. I don't think the double lift did either. I think it was just scrapped. There are some newer structures up at the top. So the original launch was demolished. And like I said, there's like an office building up there now. There's the building I walked through at the very beginning, which I think was the ticket building. It's a newer ticket building. I think that was part of the ski area. I'm not 100% sure. And then there was this building, which again is newer. It was either around at the very end of the ski area era, or right after it closed. And I'm not sure what it was. I think it was sort of associated with the park and was maybe like a roller rink or something. I don't really know what it was for, but it's abandoned now and it's, you know, falling apart. It's this big open kind of thing. It's not like an enclosed building. And it's surprisingly immaculate inside for being abandoned. I would think there would be more graffiti and empty beer bottles, but there wasn't. But yeah, don't know. Roller rink, something, not sure. But that is pretty much it. Again, it's a small ski area, and it lasted 60 years, which is really, really impressive. So that is Craigmeur Ski Area in northern New Jersey. A real little piece of history in mid-Atlantic skiing culture. So I hope you enjoyed that. If you liked this video, drop a like, and if you remember anything about Craigmeur, leave a comment. Again, thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.